Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 6 Degrees of Feature Film podcast. I didn't think about it today, so I am no one. How about I am Mia from La La Land, also known as Brienne, also known as Miss Movies. Today I have special guest co host, and that is.
Jeff Sneider.
You're not going to be the other character from La
Oh,
La Land for me?
I'll be Seb.
All right, thanks. So you got to play. You got to play.
Got it.
Stacey is not here. She is on a cruise somewhere.
Oh, okay.
So-
Living the high life.
That's right, because Stacey works in retail, so the holidays are like the time where she needs to, be working.
Right. This is. I
So
get it.
now that the
Special time for her.
holidays are over, she is now on a cruise, so she is not here today, which means
You
I
know
have
what?
a
We're
guest
gonna have fun
co-host.
without her.
We are. We won't have any Rocky impressions because I don't know if you've ever heard our show, and it's okay if you haven't. But normally at the end we do, would this movie be better with Sylvester Stallone as Rocky? And
I'm down to play that game, and I
Well,
could
we
do some
could.
impressions.
We could. It would
I've
be
got a
like
mean yo Adrian in me.
she likes to do the yo. So we won't have that today. We won't have some of our end bits, but it's okay. It's all right.
Cool.
You are gonna miss that, Randall.
soldier
Sorry.
on.
We will soldier on. So, Jeff, I want you to tell the audience who you are, what you're all about, why are you here, what's happening, why do we know each other, all that good stuff.
Well, we met through the movie trivia Schmodown.
We did.
Yeah, over on Collider Video, which if you're not watching, you absolutely should, because she's really good and I'm okay.
Right. You kind of have a title belt.
That's just for now, that could be
Yeah.
fleeting, that kind of success.
A team
I don't
title
want to let it go
belt.
in my head. But yeah, I'm here this morning. I'm unemployed at the moment.
Okay.
I don't have a job, and so we set this up a few weeks ago, and I knew I was back in Boston for the holidays. I knew I had to get back here because I didn't want to miss my slot.
Okay. Oh yes, thank you. I feel very honored.
But yeah,
I do have my Trek shirt on, which I was just remembering.
Nice.
So hopefully that doesn't jinx you for your matchup. Although I do. Here's why. The reason why I would want Trek to win. Let me tell you why.
Please enlighten me.
Because I want to feel that I've lost to the winners.
Does
that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So you're not rooting for me to
I'm
take
not
them
rooting
out
for
to, like,
anyone.
get the revenge on your behalf. Okay. But yeah, I'm a 10-year entertainment journalist veteran. I started out at Ain't It Cool News, which I started writing for in college, came out to LA, started writing for Variety, bounced over to the Rap, back to Variety, back to the Rap.
Okay. So
and
it's
I
time
just
for you to go
finished-
back to Variety.
Right,
is what
exactly.
You're telling
Jay
me.
Penske, hook it up. And I just finished a brief, all too brief stint at Mashable. So that's where we're at.
Wow. That's a journey.
Quite a journey.
It's very
What
exciting.
a decade it's been.
So how old were you when you started? Are you going to be able to reveal that to me, or are you going to not? Because it's okay.
I'm
You
happy
can
to.
lie. You can lie.
I started out at 19 years old.
Wow.
As a sophomore at NYU, writing for Ain't It Cool. I was writing for the school paper, and just there's only so much room in a school paper, so everything that didn't get into the paper, I would send to Harry Knowles.
Yeah.
And he gave me my first shot, and I started covering like roundtables, and that's where I met people like Ed Douglas and Devin Faraci, and I was just a college student looking up to these guys, and they sort of showed me how to operate in a room and interact with celebrities, and yeah, kind of been doing it ever since.
Interesting. Now, over there, was that the time like when James Lipton would have his show? Although that wasn't at NYU, was it?
A lot of my friends, I think, went to those kinds of Inside the Actors Studio tapings. I never had the good fortune to see a Inside the Actors Studio taping. With
I
Mr.
like how you
Lipton.
say I never had the good fortune.
Yeah, so I hear it's a
That's
blast.
nice.
Everyone loved that show. Is it still going?
He's
dead,
it could
isn't he?
be.
I don't-
Maybe chat can let us know
he
if
dead?
Inside the Actor is he dead? How dare you ask that?
I don't
Inside the Actor, he's not that old, is he? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure of his age, but
someone
I
should
do remember.
Someone should bring that back, though, if he is gone.
I do remember when Bradley Cooper was in the audience, or at
Right.
least like seeing clips of Bradley Cooper in
Mhm.
the audience at Inside the Actors Studio, and people are like, "No one from this who asks questions is ever gonna do anything," and then they're like, "There's Bradley Cooper."
You never know in this business. That's
It's
what
true.
I've learned. Who's going to make it? I was watching The Mick last night.
Don't know it.
The new show with Caitlin Olsen from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia,
Mm.
and the supervising producer is this kid Mehar Sethi, who I went to NYU with, who was writing on Always Sunny. So I think that anyways, it's just you never know which of your classmates are going to break out and make it.
Yes. That's true.
Which kid in the audience?
I
inside
definitely
the
have
actor's
some
studio?
people from SC that I'm like, I see on screen and I'm like, yes, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ever feel that jealousy like I may have when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a, I'm so excited that I know that person.
Right.
So that's always fun. All right. Well, here's how 6 Degrees of Feature Film works. We take one film and we show how 6 other films link up to it. And normally we have like crazy links, like terrible accents in movies or something, like whatever movie has terrible accents. But today we're actually just going to do all of movies we enjoyed from 2016 and movies that may have not gotten a lot of love, or maybe they have. But our feature film today is La La Land.
How appropriate.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I have so many mixed feelings about La La Land. I saw it twice.
Okay, so I've seen it twice as well.
Okay. Did you see it? You get to see like critic screenings. What do you get to see?
I saw it in Toronto. So it had already sort of screened in the at certain fall festivals, and the buzz was out there. But it just, I got swept up in it, and I fell for it by the end. I'm not a big musical guy. And I don't think I love the traditional musical elements in this film. For me, it was more about the characters and their romance and ambitions and struggles and making it in Los Angeles. And by the end, yeah, I had fallen under its spell. So I'm curious to hear what didn't work for you, and of course, what did.
Okay. So the first time I saw it, I came out of it and I was just like, I just liked it. You know, it drops off of being a musical at some point where it's just like,
right.
The first 2 numbers are big and in your face, and I like that part. You had mentioned not liking
so that's
that
the highway
part.
scene, and then me and her roommates dancing around. Yeah.
So I liked all that, but then after that, it's like you don't see that again till about the end.
Yeah, it tapers off. Although you hear "City of Stars" whistled or sung or whatever 500,000 times.
Yes. So he'll sing, but not really dance. Maybe do a little move.
Right.
They'll sing together. Not really dancing, and then she has a song, you know, it drifts off. So I'm like, this is like the best movie to take someone that doesn't like musicals to, because it's like a starter kit to musicals.
I don't think that you have to like musicals to enjoy La La Land.
Yes.
Again, I think this is something we can all relate to. I think most of us came out to Los Angeles with these dreams and ambitions, and maybe along the way we've taken a detour or let fear stand in our way. And I think that this movie did a great job of communicating that feeling and the sacrifices
you will
that
be
you have
famous,
to make.
no matter what.
Yeah, but it's
someone
hard.
will come to your one-woman show, which is not true. People won't.
Yeah, I've missed a few of those in my day, some of those acting showcases. But
I mean, they didn't go to hers, but someone in the crowd was important and did come to hers.
Right. The
okay,
casting
so
director.
I can pinpoint all the parts that really bothered me.
Go for it.
I don't like Mia. I feel she's very selfish. And pretty much there's never any point where I felt like she was doing something for someone else. At any point in the movie.
That's a good criticism.
That doesn't mean I don't like the movie. It just means I don't like that character. And I didn't understand how things broke apart after one fight, because that just seems ridiculous. Like, no, I've had fights with people before, and that just like a lot of times strengthens the relationship.
Right. And she literally runs home. She goes to another state. Like she leaves the state. That's how bad this fight is. That's kind of over what, really? Like him, yeah.
There's that.
I'm kind of with you on that.
There's the audition, which is absolutely the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
The one
we haven't written the script, but we're going to rehearse in Paris. First of all, red flag there, because no way would you rehearse somewhere before your script is written or whatever. You're not going to rehearse and you're not going to go to your location until you're ready to shoot it, is what I'm saying. There's that. There's we're going to take an unknown and we're going to create this script around her. Bullshit.
Yeah. So, okay. Bullshit. Some of that stuff is I totally hear where you're coming from on
Mhm.
that, but I did love that audition scene. I
Well, the
just,
scene is great,
yeah,
but just those little, there's too many little things that I'm like, nope, no,
they make it a little easy for her. Yeah.
they do. And then, because if you're going to do something like that, which absolutely could happen, you're not going to go with an unknown. There's
Mhm.
no way. Like, that's not how scripts are written.
I mean, I've seen them go the unknown route, obviously,
Yes.
a million times on a ton of big projects. Sometimes it is the best way to go, but you're right as far as the way that they have. We're going to rehearse here and then we're going to shoot here, but there's still no script, and we're building it around the
Mhm.
unknown actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying on
That's
that.
just too far fetched for
Hmm.
me. The end sequence, I both times thought it was Sebastian's like thought of what could be.
I see.
And I don't, and once people pointed out to me, oh, well, it is from her perspective, or
Hmm.
maybe it could be a shared perspective, then I was like, oh, you're right. Cause you see her getting off the freeway and stuff like that. And he wouldn't have that in his
Right.
remembrance.
How
So,
weird was it for you to see Tom Everett Scott pop up there?
oh,
That
hey.
Thing You Do, like another musical.
I like him. Oh no, he was. I get him confused with Gray Scott
Oh, okay. Hmm.
sometimes. Maybe the last name. They
It is.
both kind of look a little bit alike, just a
I don't know
teeny
if they
tiny
do,
bit,
but
teeny tiny. Because I just think of Ever After, and then I'm like, oh, they kind of look alike.
I don't know. Again, La La Land. There's just something about it
Hmm.
that I found very beautiful, and I like that it didn't
Yeah.
have this happy ending where they get together, because that's not
Right.
always what it's like out here. And just think of all the sacrifices all your favorite celebrities have probably made to get where they
Hmm.
are. The hometown sweetheart that they left behind to pursue their
Yes.
dreams. All these stories that you never really hear.
My husband always goes, "I'm your pre-famous husband." Like, oh, okay, thanks, thank you for that. So you're leaving me once I'm famous? He's like, no, you're leaving me once you're
Right,
famous.
and
And I
you'll
was
wind
like,
up with
how
Ryan
dare you?
Gosling.
Yes,
I
that's
didn't.
what'll happen.
What I didn't love in this movie was actually the John Legend stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it just didn't do much for me, and also just Ryan Gosling's whole the jazz thing, which Damien has incorporated into
Hmm.
all of his movies. This love for jazz, but I have seen a bunch of reviews, call out the scene essentially where Ryan Gosling explains
Yes.
jazz to the black man John Legend.
Right.
Like,
Right. I've seen that too.
yeah,
Which, yeah, I
not
get
that
it.
white people can't appreciate or know about jazz music, but I don't
Sure.
know.
I would be really interested in talking to a friend of mine. His name's Alan. He was my first boyfriend, and he is the pianist for Michael Bublé.
Ooh,
And so that Sebastian is kind of his, like, who he is. If Sebastian and the Zach Braff's character from Scrubs
okay.
were one person, that would be him.
Okay.
Like,
It
so
sounds
there
like
you
an
go.
interesting
Yeah.
mashup. Let me
Yeah.
ask you, so you said you didn't like Mia as a
Hmm.
character. Did you like Emma Stone or Ryan Gosling more in terms of the performance?
I did. I like them. I like their performance much better the second time, because the first time I watch it, I'm much more critical
Hmm.
because it's a musical and I love musicals.
You're
And
watching it more through a critic's eyes, if you will,
I
or
guess I'm not a technical critic, but like, I love White Christmas. It's one of my top 3 favorite films of all time.
Mhm.
And so I feel like every musical needs to live up to that. And so I was like, their dancing just isn't that great. And
I
but it's okay.
I
Like, the
like that they
second
were
time I was
not.
like, it's okay.
I like that they were not the best singers or dancers. Like, it was a
Hmm.
little more raw. A lot of people were getting down on Gosling's singing in this film. I felt like
Mm.
I'm a fan of him. I like
Seems
his
okay.
band, Dead Man's Bones.
He did fine on Star Search as a kid. I
And
mean,
he's not a singer. Like, I don't. I would rather have seen people who can act and their singing isn't quite as good than like these amazing singers who can't quite act.
that's true. I would rather have it that way,
And
for
I thought
sure.
both Stone and Gosling were great. Emma has been getting a lot of the attention,
Hmm.
and I feel like Ryan has gotten lost in the shuffle a little bit. But this is one of his best performances. He just plays. He has that sad face. He does so well.
Yes, he does do the sad face well. I really liked the times that he would get startled by
Mhm.
things. Like, every time he was startled by something, I just thought that was hilarious. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I know we'll have to bounce around. We can't stay on La La Land this whole episode. But let
Right.
me ask you: you think it's going to win Best Picture? You think it should?
Oh dear. It's really hard. The reason why it's hard for me to. I don't know who else would be up. First of all,
Oh,
have
okay,
I
yeah.
seen all those movies? Is the second question.
Mhm.
Like, I want to see Silence. I haven't seen Fences. Like, I've surprisingly seen a lot of films this year, and I think there's a ton of great indies. Like Moonlight, I'm sure will be nominated,
Yeah,
which
I
is
think
one we're
it's
going
a
to talk
three. I think
about
it's really a
soon.
three-way race between La La Land and Manchester by the Sea and
Oh,
Moonlight.
Manchester by
La La
the
Land, I think,
Sea.
is the front runner right now, but what is it doesn't have
Oh wait, I do think it's going to win
why?
because Hollywood loves Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood loves to honor itself, as we saw with the
Forgot about that.
artist. Um,
Yes. There you go. It's winning.
It's. I think it fits the mood. I think it may be the kind of Oscar winner that we need right now.
Yes, something that
And
feels good.
I thought Manchester was a better movie, but
Manchester, man.
yeah, it's a downer.
Whoa.
It's a tough sit.
Whoa. I've said this not on a podcast, but Manchester by the Sea is a movie that you need to take someone to that does not understand depression
Right.
because they will understand it, hopefully, at the end of that film because it is a character study of depression.
That's true. I watched it the other day with my roommate, and it still got me. He wasn't as impressed. I preferred Manchester to La La Land, but I think that La La Land may be the kind of Oscar winner that the Academy could stand to anoint right now. So,
Yeah. Let's move it on to our next film,
oh
which
boy,
is we're gonna go with the Neon Demon. Now, listen,
Whoa.
I liked the Neon Demon
I did not
because
like
I
the
thought
Neon
it was
Demon.
so bizarre, and I was like, "What is happening? Why?" And I just thought, "This is so bizarre. What is going on?"
It's a great question.
And so I felt that it just stuck with me. So that's why I liked it because it's just so strange. So strange. But I can see how people would hate this movie.
I was actually into the movie while watching it, but
Okay.
to me, it didn't add up to anything at the end, and I found the end just to be preposterous. And I don't want to spoil anything because I'm sure there's plenty of people who haven't seen it, but it makes a nice sort of companion piece to La La Land, just in terms of the sacrifices that you have
Yes.
that you have
The
to make for
Hollywood
success in terms, as a model. Elle Fanning was really good in this movie, and I liked a lot of the supporting performances around her.
Yes. I like Abby Lee, who
Yep.
there's this scene where they're both like they have to do a walk for someone like to be in their show, and so they're just in their underwear, and the one girl Abby Lee like goes to walk down. She used to be like this.
She was Victoria's Secret model, right?
Yeah, and in this she used to be the guy who's having them audition like his girl. Like she used to do all this stuff, but now it's kind of like I'm not even going to watch you as you go down the aisle here because you're not even getting this job. And it's just like the sadness that you see in her face, and it's just like, oh,
Right.
that sucks.
And that was, I think that that was Alessandro Nivola, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it? Then who is Abby Lee?
Abby Lee is the model girl. But the guy who
The guy.
yeah,
Okay,
the guy
sorry.
is
Like,
Alessandro Nivola.
What are you talking about?
And I thought he was really good. I liked his take on I don't know, Tom Ford, if you will, or is someone who does those kinds of big fashion shoots.
Tom Ford, man, that guy is gonna just be able to do anything, right? Good looking. I do clothing.
Tom Ford.
I'm a director.
Right.
There are songs about me.
So Nick Refn, who did Neon Demon, though, I mean, obviously he's an eclectic director.
Yes.
I thought this movie looked gorgeous, and I love the soundtrack.
The soundtrack is incredible.
But to me, like Only God Forgives, there just wasn't enough there. I don't know what I was really supposed to take away from it.
Beauty consumes you.
Right.
It's all fleeting. Keanu Reeves in this film is quite terrifying to me.
Yeah. But
there's
such a
some
brief
scenes that are just like, whoa, what's happening? Why'd you do that? And then like scenes that he's in, but he's not in. And you're like, oh, this is really sad.
I wanted to see more from Christina Hendricks too.
Yeah, she was just in it for like
Nick Refn's muse.
A few minutes.
It's funny. I love Drive. I like Nick Refn. I like his Pusher trilogy. I showed my roommate Bronson the other night.
Okay. What else is part of the Pusher trilogy?
I think it's just Pusher 1, 2, and 3, right?
Okay, I don't know. I don't.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not familiar with all of Nick Refn's
Sure, no.
catalog of movies.
It's
This is why I miss movies and how I'm learning because I continue to learn.
it's he just does really visually striking work. There's a real energy behind it.
Mhm.
And I think I preferred Neon Demon to Only God Forgives, but yeah, in the end, it just didn't do that much for me.
I feel like Ryan Gosling is also a muse for him as well. So I'm kind of surprised he's
Absolutely,
not
yeah.
in this movie or doesn't show up at any point.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I like Drive. I think that's probably the only other one I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I need to look, but I don't know.
He had a whole career before Drive. I mean, a lot of people aren't familiar with it. You know,
Mhm.
people sort of consider Drive like the start of
Yes.
Griffin we know now.
That makes sense because that was a little more mainstream, which is
Right.
probably why I saw it. Because that's what I do, just see mainstream films. So,
Nothing wrong with
uh,
that. There's so many
it's
movies out
true.
there to consume. It's overwhelming.
It's insane. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how they. A friend of mine just completed 1,000 films in 1 year, and
See, that is. Can we swear on this?
yes.
That is crazy. I saw.
I
I'm
was
seeing
just like,
movies
I
all
feel
the
so
time.
bad for you. Like it's like you're in
So do
prison.
I. I saw my 200th movie on New Year's Eve
Of the year.
of the year, like
Okay.
new in terms of new 2016 releases. And then I went over to Ain't It Cool and I checked out Capone's top 60 list, and Capone said that he wrote
Not Al, I'm assuming.
right. This is just his alias. His name is Steve. He saw 483 movies this year. Like I can't even fathom that.
At what point did they just all bleed
Do
together?
you watch any television too? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I mean, you're right.
Yeah, she saw hers obviously at home and stuff like that.
Sure.
But
200 is a good number for me. Place
I
Beyond
mean,
the
I
Pines,
felt
love in the chat. Randall Sands, this whole chat is him.
Randall Sands is my number one. He's
Okay.
like the best. He's always here.
Well, he likes
Very
Place Beyond the
supportive.
Pines, so he's good. He's good in my book.
Okay, good. Let's move to our next film, which I'm looking at Sing Street. There we go.
Okay, another musical.
Another musical. Do I like this more than La La Land? That's a good question.
I wouldn't be upset if you did.
I think I might.
I loved it.
I think I might like it more. This came out March 17th. It's about a boy growing up in Dublin during the 1980s who escapes his strained family life by starting a band to impress a mysterious girl that he likes. He is a hustler. He's really good at the hustle. Like, I like this girl. How do I get this girl to do something with me? Like, maybe go out on a date. I'll ask her to be in my music video, and then I'll form a band when she says yes. Which I like that.
I thought this movie was so charming. It just missed my top 10 for the year. I think it'd probably be top 15. But I love the young cast. I really like. I loved Once. Have you seen Once?
I haven't seen Once, but I do know the
God.
Falling Slowly song.
Yeah, I could sing you the whole soundtrack right now. Once was incredible.
Also out of Ireland, right?
Yes,
Okay.
they're all from John Carney, who also did Begin Again in between, which I didn't care for.
Okay.
The Mark Ruffalo, Keira Knightley movie, formerly known as Can a Song Save Your Life? Sing Street was a return to form. The young ensemble was so charming. I love the music. I've been listening to the music in my car, Riddle of the Model, and Drive It Like You Stole It.
That's a good one.
So I
Will
had a
that
blast
be
at
up
this
for
movie.
any song?
I hope it's
awards?
up for best song at the Oscars. I'd like to even see it get 2 nominations.
Because I feel like we're gonna see some stuff from La La Land, probably City of Stars,
Moana, maybe.
Moana, definitely.
Hidden
and
Figures?
Actually, Moana, I think, and I haven't heard the one from Hidden Figures, but I feel like Moana would probably take that over almost any of them so far.
Potentially, I don't know. La La Land. It'll be interesting to see if that pulls it off.
I think La La Land will definitely get score because I like their score.
It's a good score.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's a lot of strong contenders in score this year, including Michael Levy for Jackie. That score's really good.
I don't even remember it. I saw that movie. We're going to talk about
We're going to talk about Jackie coming up.
But I don't remember the score.
So yeah, Sing Street. First of all, how great was Jack Rayner in this movie?
Which one is he?
He's the lead's brother. The brother.
Oh, the brother.
Yeah,
He is
the
great.
older brother
He's
who's
hilarious.
like teaching him about music and everything. I thought Jack Rayner was great, and you see what like a star-making quality there. You
Hmm.
see what Michael Bay saw in him to make him cast him in Transformers or whatever. He certainly has a natural charisma.
He does. This is on Netflix.
Yeah,
I
good
try to
call.
pimp this movie out whenever I can. Whenever I'm somewhere and they're like, "Oh, what's a good movie this year?" and I'm always like, "Sing Straight, gotta see that. Like,
Hmm.
it's important."
The kid Ferdia Walsh Pilo, what a name, by the way. He was terrific, and I love the girl. That girl's gonna get a lot of work.
Is it Lucy
Yeah.
Boyton?
Hmm.
I also like that the mayor from The Wire is in this as
Ah, yes,
well.
that's right.
And he's
Garcetti,
also
right? Aidan
yeah,
Gillen.
and he's also on Game of Thrones. So
Is that
Littlefinger.
Littlefinger? Yeah, there you go. I don't even watch Game of Thrones.
What? You can't consume it all. You can't consume it all. Um, yeah,
I
it's
wish this
so
movie did
cute.
better.
Mm-hmm.
Weinstein Company, I think, has maybe rumored to be having some financial difficulty, which is why some
Okay.
of their films have gotten lost in the shuffle, like Gold and The Founder. Uh,
Oh, The Founder. I've
right, with
seen
Michael
stuff
Keaton
about that.
and Matthew McConaughey's in Gold. I really like both those movies, and I love Sing Street, and I just don't think any of them really got the traction that they deserved. Weinstein
Mm.
Company also behind Lion, which is fantastic if you haven't seen
Lion
that.
looks great.
Yeah, Lion's
Dave
tremendous.
Patel. You think he'll be up for
Dev Patel, I think, will be up
Best
for
Actor?
Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't enter the movie until 55 minutes into the film.
Whoa! And isn't it about him? I guess it's the
It's the
younger
little
him.
boy, and then
Okay.
yeah, grown him. So it's kind of a lead performance, but I also see them justifying a supporting them.
That's kind of the question I have, and we'll talk about later with Moonlight
Okay.
about Best Actor and how that works. Let's move it to Jackie, which came out December 2nd, which follows the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy fights through grief and trauma to regain her faith, console her children, and define her husband's historic legacy, all 1 week after he was killed.
Well, that synopsis mentioned the big word there, which is legacy. And
Mm-hmm.
this is a film about how we want to be remembered, how our loved ones want to remember us, and the different people we are in private versus in public,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff.
I thought that Natalie Portman is phenomenal in this
Yeah.
movie. I saw it with my mom, who lived through the assassination, and she was like, this is everything that I remember." The one thing I was disappointed in the movie that they did not do was they did not show the salute of the little boy. And I was like, that is such a missed opportunity right there. Like, I'm waiting for that to happen.
Mhm.
And maybe it's good that it didn't happen because I was waiting for it to happen. And it's like, well, you don't get to see everything. This is all through her lens, really. Um, Billy Crudup, I liked as well.
Yeah, I
Um,
thought he did a great job.
I always like him.
He's just so interesting. He always
It's
has
that
been.
voice. There's something about that voice. This movie,
Also
Big
great in 20th
Fish.
Century Women this year, which is
I need to see
great.
that too.
Jackie, I saw at the Toronto International Film Festival.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was tremendous. I think that she probably is very deserving of Best Actress. I think I would
Yes.
go with her over Emma Stone from La La Land. And she's, my old boss, Josh Dickey at Mashville, he hated Jackie and her performance. He just thought it was like a caricature. And I've seen gripes about her voice. I mean,
But
the
that's the
Massachusetts.
voice.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I
think she
didn't.
did it.
I didn't know I didn't know Jackie Kennedy. I didn't grow up watching her
Mhm.
or anything, so I didn't really know. But I felt like the way Natalie Portman just carried herself, she carried herself like a Kennedy.
Mhm.
I thought everything around her was fantastic in terms of the cinematography, the score. Um, I love the script by Noah Oppenheim. I don't know if it's Oppenheimer or Oppenheim,
Let's see.
but he's the
Yeah,
producer of the
Oppenheim.
He is the producer of the Today Show.
Oh,
So
interesting.
he's like a suit in a sense.
It's like, you know what? I really want to do this story.
And I thought it was one of the best screenplays of the year. I took way too many notes during it. And Pablo Larraín, also just a tremendous director.
Still, like, more foreign films, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's just starting to
Okay.
sort of break into American movies. I think he could be the next Denis Villeneuve.
Mm,
He was going to do the Scarface remake. That is now
interesting.
going to be Antoine Fuqua, but I would have loved to have seen Pablo Larraín's version of this. I think this may have even been his third film this year.
Whoa.
Because he also did Neruda with Gael Garcia Bernal, and he may have done The Club. I'm not sure. But either way, hats off to that guy. He's a fantastic filmmaker, and yeah, I think Jackie
One
absolutely
that's
deserves
gonna
to be a Best Picture nominee.
definitely be around that we're gonna see a lot more from, most likely.
Yes.
I thought it was interesting where it started and just the fact that it was, just a week after and
Right. Just 1 week. It took place over the course of a week, didn't it?
right.
Right, and it was also the week after. What do you think of Peter Sarsgaard as Bobby Kennedy?
I liked him. I like him most times.
Mhm.
All the Skarsgård family, I am a fan of.
He's a Sarsgaard, not a
Sarsgaard?
Skarsgård.
I don't know how to
there's-
say it.
There's no K.
All
in
of
there.
those people.
But yeah, he is one of my favorite character actors, and he did a great job of classing this movie up.
Mhm.
I liked who were LBJ and his wife.
Oh, I don't know who played them, but
Oh,
I
okay.
could look it up.
I know
My mom told me things like, yeah, they did not like Lyndon Johnson, like at all. And I was like, yeah, I didn't really pick that up from this film. But I love that she gave me that stuff. And like before Jackie plays Camelot, she knew exactly it was gonna be that she would be playing Camelot. And I was like, how did you know that, Mom? Like, oh, and she just felt like, oh, because I read the article.
I
that
would
was
like to
written
see that
about
movie
him.
with my parents and get their reaction to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, Greta Gerwig was also good in this film. John Hurt. It had a good cast, and I think it's I'm not
And only
sure if
9
it's
million to make it.
right cheap.
Has not made its money back, but
so
who
this
knows?
was going to be a Darren Aronofsky movie, and he ended up
Right.
producing this one. And it was going to star Rachel Weisz.
Right. I
Weisz.
did read that.
Could you have seen her doing a better job than Natalie, or think that they
Gosh,
wound up with
Rachel
the right person?
Weisz is really good. I feel like, not to be an ageist, but like, is that the right age? Because Jackie Kennedy was like 35 when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Natalie Portman is right in that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
that
Rachel
makes sense.
maybe looked a little bit more like her, maybe.
Sure.
But you can't deny that Natalie did a great job.
I think the
One
performance
of
would
those
be
what ifs.
good. Definitely good from
Mhm.
her too. So yeah, if
Okay.
Stacey were here, she'd be like, Rachel Weisz should have been it. Like she loves her because The Mummy is her favorite film.
Let me see here. Randall Sands. I didn't love the Bryan Cranston HBO movie all the way this year. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, I didn't love it.
Bryan Cranston had a movie on HBO? What?
Yeah. The
Didn't know
LBJ movie based on that.
Oh, interesting.
Anyways, what's next on our list?
Next on our list is Captain Fantastic. I feel like this is one that people probably don't even know about. And I want to say it's on Netflix. I want to say that. I don't think I paid money to rent this. Oh, wait, no. No, it's at Redbox.
Yeah,
It's at Redbox.
I don't think it's at Netflix yet.
Okay. So if you have a Redbox near you, might be at yours.
I haven't heard anyone say a bad word about this movie. Anyone who saw it is kind of falling for it.
So this is what it's about for those that haven't seen it. In the forests of the Pacific Northwest, a father devoted to raising his 6 kids with a rigorous physical and intellectual education is forced to leave his paradise and enter the world, challenging his idea of what it means to be a parent.
Your take on this is going to be so much more interesting
Really?
than mine.
Oh, because I'm a parent.
Yes.
Okay. So this is written and directed by Matt Ross.
First of all, 6 kids.
Yeah.
6 kids. Could you handle that?
Here's what I can't handle 2. Here's what I recommend. Watch Surfwise documentary on Netflix and then watch this movie because I feel like
I saw that.
Matt Ross saw that movie and was like, what if I took that family and put them back into society? Like when they are, most vulnerable, in their state of surfing, like what would that be like? And this, I feel like, would be the narrative that would go along with that.
Which side did you come down on? The Viggo Mortensen side of parenting or the Frank Langella side of parenting?
Oh dear.
Like, could you
really
have,
hard.
if your husband came to you and was like, "Hey, I want to do this experiment
like,
where we live in the
no way, I'm not off the grid." No, I come down on the Frank Langella side, and the reason I do is because in Surfwise, it shows you how life is now for the kids, and they're all grown up, and how much they hate their father because of the fact that they didn't grow up with a traditional upbringing.
Right.
So yes, I would fall on that side. for sure.
I don't think that the kids in this film though feel that like that about their father. Like
At the time, but once they like will eventually go and have,
there are
maybe
some
get
resentments,
married.
but I think if they
Yeah,
appreciated the experience,
sure. But what else do they have? They don't know any different. So
that's
there's
true.
that. The beginning of it hit me, I mean, like
Oh yeah.
no other.
Hmm.
Um Based on why they have to go back and like go back to their family and stuff like that. I was just like, "Whoa, okay, I didn't think like how quickly I would be so emotionally invested in this family."
Hmm.
And I'm sure there's a reason for that.
The reason is that they cast the hell out of this movie, and that the kids are all so impressive. I think you're going to be hearing from one or two of them a lot more.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, they just blew me away. And as their sort of the leader of the pack, Vigo Mortensen, he was tremendous.
He's
It's
incredible.
one of my favorite Vigo performances, and it may very well get him a Best Actor nomination. I
I
can't
hope
say that
so.
I foresaw that happening, but I think it's been a weak year for male lead
Hmm.
contenders, and he
Interesting.
could absolutely sneak in there. It's really going to come down to him or Tom Hanks for Sully, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Didn't see Sully.
oh, I love Sully.
I should see Sully. Is that Robert Zemeckis?
Um, Clint
No.
Eastwood, sorry.
Oh. Yeah, I definitely need to see that.
Yeah.
Um One other thing I wanted to say about Captain Fantastic that just left my mind, and maybe it'll arrive as soon as I finish the sentence. Um, what happened with the eldest son? Okay, I just have to talk about this for a second. The eldest son is like, here's some spoilers. He's like, I have these acceptances to colleges, but then he goes on a trip. Like, I don't get it. what is happening? Is he going to go to those colleges? You
I
don't
feel like
really
we've seen that before,
know.
where characters get into college in a movie, and then they kind of hide the acceptance letter, and they're like embarrassed to
But at the end, it's
say.
like I made the choice not to go to college. I wasn't sure. Did he make a choice not to go to college, or is that in addition to travel? Like well, there is a ghost in my house, guys. Every now and then, the trash can will open itself.
That was
I
freaky.
mean, it's an automatic trash can, so if you go buy it and censor it, it'll open. But like sometimes it'll just randomly open, and it randomly opened, and that was freaky.
It threw me off track. I haven't seen Captain Fantastic since the summer,
Okay,
so I'm a little hazy on the details of what happened there at the end. Um, yeah,
we don't know
I'm
if
letting
he
it down.
chooses college is basically the thing, but we know that he chooses to take like a trip to
But
some
the point is that it's
country.
his choice
That's true. That is true.
rather than just doing what his parents tell him
Hmm.
to.
And he has a great interaction with another young girl
Right.
like earlier in the film that is just hilarious, and
Hmm.
Missy Pyle is the girl's
Right.
mother, and I just love seeing her on screen because she's hilarious.
Hmm.
So there you go, Captain Fantastic.
Noam Chomsky Day.
Let's go. Yeah, Noam Chomsky Day. I was like, what? What is this all about? Let's go to Moonlight.
Wait, do you know who Matt Ross is? The
No,
director.
I don't.
He played
Tell me.
Albie on Big Love, and he's
Okay,
also
didn't
in.
see Big
Did
Love.
you ever watch PCU?
No, but I do know what it's about.
Do you ever? Okay, American Psycho.
Yes.
He is the dandy who thinks that Bateman is coming on to him in the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Uh huh. Uh
Yeah,
huh.
yeah, yeah. That is the director of Captain Fantastic.
I'm gonna ask you same question that I ask everyone that brings up American Psycho. What is Patrick Bateman's favorite musical? There's a poster of it in his bathroom, and he talks about having tickets to it, so he can't go with some lady that he's at the dry cleaners with to something in like a week.
I don't know.
It's Les Mis. There you go. See, things that women pick up on in movies that men don't.
Yeah, that's true.
Very different.
Hmm.
But I could tell you what restaurant is important in American Psycho.
Dorcia's.
Yep. See, things like that.
I have a reservation there for us for lunch. We're going.
Sweet. So Moonlight came out November 18th, 2016. It is a timeless story of human self discovery and connection. Moonlight chronicles the life of a young Black man from childhood to adulthood as he struggles to find his place in the world while growing up in a rough neighborhood of Miami. So each, movies are set up in 3 acts, and each act is a different part of his life. So he's a little boy in the beginning. In the middle, he's like in high school, and then at the end, he's a grown man. Which I felt that the actors that portrayed Chiron and Kevin, all three of them, well, six total,
Hmm.
all six of these people did an incredible job of creating one character.
They did.
And the director had them like not ever work together or meet. And I'm like, how is it possible that you created these performances out of these people? Like that to me is a best director,
And
personally.
he could very well be the first African American Best Director winner.
That would be
I
amazing.
think there's three people have been nominated
Who is the
before:
first?
John Singleton, Lee Daniels, and Steve McQueen.
Mm. Who is the first African American to ever win an Oscar? I know the answer to this.
Hattie McDaniel.
Yes, good. I love it.
Uh,
A woman.
yes. So
Gone with the Wind.
Moonlight. I thought this was a very good movie, and I'm glad that it got made. And I think it's very well acted. It's gorgeously shot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love the script. I just didn't feel like
Sure.
there was enough movie there. It seemed like a collection of vignettes, and I'm not sure that the triptych structure benefited this film in the end. It kind of would
Hmm.
have been more interesting, I think, to have seen it kind of spliced together rather than segmented. Um, Again, part of this just comes down to like the film defines its character, the protagonist's sexuality by the events of
Mm-hmm.
one night. I just
Mm.
don't even know
Yeah,
that
it's
you can
true.
consider Chiron gay. It's like so he kissed a guy,
Possible.
or I don't got a hand job from a guy, something like that. Does that make you gay? Do we see him attracted to men? No. I guess he's most
Right.
comfortable. That the whole message of the movie that he is that these two guys were never comfortable around anyone else, but never
Mm-hmm.
more comfortable in their own skin than around each other. But I don't know. I wanted if it was really about the gay black experience and that I thought it could have done that a little bit better and gone a little bit deeper in exploring that.
Hmm. So having it be more from one actor's perspective and then like maybe flashbacks to little parts of his life rather
I
than
mean,
the whole thing.
I'm not like I don't want to play filmmaker and say it should have been
Sure.
this or it should
Sure.
have been that. I just felt like what was on the screen didn't really illuminate for me who this person was and what their
Mm-hmm.
desires were and really what was going through their head. Like I just
Hmm.
saw a lot of like uncomfortability, and then Kevin comes back at the end
Yeah.
and they have another tender moment, but it's like these guys are still not going to wind up
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. They my husband said when he saw this with me, just like there is no hope for this person ever throughout this movie. And he's like, I just felt such sadness the entire time. And I was like, yeah, but that's life for some people.
Hmm.
Like there isn't a break. Like in the beginning, he befriends
People
this
live with shame.
man. Yeah, he befriends this man, and then by the second act, that man is gone, and you're
Yeah,
like, that
I
sucks.
would have liked to have seen again more of a through line with that
Mm-hmm.
character that the father figure played by Mahershala Ali. And again, it introduces
Mm-hmm.
him and then he's gone.
Which, so then my question is there could there be someone as best actor in this movie because it's just so segmented and who is the best actor is my question.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't think that there will be. I think that it'll get supporting nominations for Mahershala and for Naomi Harris. I don't think any of
mm-hmm,
the guys playing Chiron or Kevin will be nominated. I don't think any of them have the screen time to merit a Best Actor nomination either. I
mm-hmm,
think it really is an ensemble. Everyone is supporting one another, and so I love that it got nominated for the SAG Ensemble Award, which is a big deal to me. I mean,
mm-hmm,
it doesn't get nearly the attention that the Oscars do, but if you're nominated for that award, I think it's because all the parts work as a whole,
mm-hmm.
and they should be very proud of that achievement. But yeah, I don't think that any of the performances for me really merit winning an Oscar.
Got it.
They were all impressive. The
They
Trevante
were.
Rhodes, I mean, he didn't look anything like past versions of
Sure.
Chiron. Like that was a hard leap to make, but at least there's an explanation there.
Yeah. I do like the poster for this, which I didn't understand like how well they did it
Mhm.
until after the film. And I was like, oh, that's all three of him.
Right.
Like, what?
The art for this film is beautiful.
Dar-
They did a great job selling it. It's done very well
It
for a movie
has.
like this.
Right now, currently, it's made 12.5 million and it cost 5 million to make. So that's good. It's doing well.
I love that A24 is giving filmmakers like Barry Jenkins a chance to
Hmm.
express themselves and put that voice out there. and certainly people are responding. This was
Yeah.
on number one on probably more top 10 lists than any that I've read this year.
Wow.
Um,
That's nice.
I just thought it was a little overrated. Maybe I got caught up in the hype a little bit.
Sure, because it all does depend on when you see it and what you've already heard. A lot of it does.
Unfortunately, yeah, expectations are a
Mhm.
big part of these things.
In the chat, Darth Fuego says, and that's why I follow Sneider. Good mini review. So there you go. Thanks, Darth. Let's go to our final film, which is our 7th film. Oh, which you haven't seen. So I'm going to just kick it to Kung Fu Panda 3. Now, this isn't not the best movie of the year. Definitely not. Probably not even my favorite animated film of the year. But the reason why I like it, and another thing, it came out in January, and it was actually supposed to be a 2015 release in
Right.
December, but because of The Force Awakens, they were like, we're not going to do that. Let's just
move.
kick it. And I'm glad that they did, because like I needed something to do with my kids at some weekend in January, and I was like, this is perfect. I'm going to go see this. So the Kung Fu Panda series is pretty charming. What I like, why this movie is important to me, is there's one, Shai Fu says one line, and I was like, that has to be the motto of my life.
How did it speak to you? What was this line?
This line is, if you only do what you can do, you'll never be better than what you are. And so I take that, that's why that Shai Fu's quote is why I said yes to Christian for the Schmodown of teams, because I was like, if I'm afraid of this, but if I only stick to what I can do, then I'm not going to be any better.
That fear is a good thing. You need to challenge yourself.
Yes. And that is why Kung Fu Panda 3 will always be something that I like. I'm like, yes, thank you, Kung Fu Panda 3, for changing my life.
my father wrote down a little thing for me while I was home this Christmas break that was sort of like that, but it was actually like, don't cry about what you can't do, focus on what you can do. Mm-hmm. So this is almost like an extension of that.
It's an extension. It's going further.
Right.
Trying to push,
I like it.
Trying to push yourself.
That's the wisdom from who? Dustin Hoffman?
Yes. Okay. That is his character.
Can we get Dustin Hoffman in like a really good live action role again, by the way?
It's been a while, hasn't it? What was the last thing? Like 10, Meet the Fockers?
Yeah, the top like, 10 greatest living actor, and he doesn't get.
You know
Mr.
who
McGorium's
else?
Wonder Emporium. And...
I really miss Gene Hackman. The last thing he did. Do you know the last thing he did?
Yes, I do. Welcome to Mooseport.
Yes. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah, tough to go out on that note, but that's his choice. He's retired. I haven't heard that from Dustin Hoffman. I feel like if Hollywood had a great role for him, he'd be like, I'm in.
Yeah.
But he is one of our top 10 greatest living actors. Make no mistake. De Niro, Pacino, Nicholson, Hoffman, Hanks.
Mm-hmm. Could you do that list for women? Streep. Obviously. Roberts.
Winslet, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Roberts, interesting.
No?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think she's pretty great.
Maybe. I mean, I think it would be a lot of the older women like Dench and Helen Mirren.
Yes.
Those are the De Niro and Pacinos to me.
Mm-hmm. Definitely Streep. She's always at the
Winslet
top.
Would be like the Leo.
The younger one.
Yeah.
That's on the list. Nice.
So Kung Fu Panda 3, I clearly need to catch up with it to learn the wisdom of from who? What was the character's name?
Shai Fu.
Shai
Fu. That's his name.
I liked the first Kung Fu Panda. I just didn't continue on with that series.
I like the first one. I didn't see the second one. I see things out of order.
Okay.
Saw this third one. I should probably go back and see the second one, because there was a question on the Schmodown about the second one. And from what I've learned, if a movie comes up on the Schmodown, more than one question is going to be asked about that at some point.
That's true.
So if you watch that movie, then you should be good. So I need to watch
Silkwood category.
And I'm like, crap, I got to watch all the Rush Hours now. I mean, I've seen the first one,
No, you don't.
but I don't want to see the second one. And I know there's going to be more questions about it. Darn it.
You never know what's going to pop up on that Schmodown. You never do.
Yeah, it's true. I guess it's all about the wheel. It's all about that wheel. Anyways. Hans Zimmer did the score for Kung Fu Panda 3, and if you haven't seen it, I'll give you a slight synopsis. It just says, continuing his legendary adventures of awesomeness, Po must face two hugely epic but different threats, one supernatural and the other a little close to his home. There's like another panda, there's like a panda utopia that he discovers.
Ooh,
And then there's this one panda that's really into him, which is kind of hilarious. And
Jack Black gets a little romance, huh?
well, he's not into her, so
Oh,
he's
it's
just not
not
that into you.
reciprocated. Tough. It's tough out there for a panda.
And this is the first animated film of 2016. Oh, this is a random like trivia to star J.K. Simmons. The other is Zootopia, but I'm like, why? That's not saying it's his first animated film.
Right.
That's just saying of 2016. I thought it was his first animated, and then I was like, that's pretty interesting, but no, could be something else. It probably is something else.
Yes.
And now I'm gonna have to figure that out. So
We'll
I
take
can
to the
learn.
internets.
That's right.
There were some other smaller titles. I just wanted to see if you had seen any,
Okay,
any
yes.
of them. Have you seen Hunt
Okay.
for the Wilder People?
No.
That was really good.
Wait, was that Taika Waititi?
Yes.
Okay, I like him. I
Yeah.
need to see his stuff.
Very cute film. Pete's Dragon?
No, I wanted to, but a little scary.
Right.
For
It might be a
kids.
little intense for the kids, but
So I
I
was
did
like,
love it.
okay. It's all gonna be no.
I love Miles Teller and Bleed for This. I loved Goat, which I felt was just totally mismarketed.
You just keep going, and I'll say yes if I've seen it. That's probably better.
Kicks was really good.
Ooh, it's Kicks.
It's about a little black kid who he saves up and he buys these awesome shoes, and then the neighborhood tough guy bully steals his shoes.
Okay.
And he sets out on a mission
to
of
get
revenge.
those shoes back.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm into it.
That was really good.
I really want to see Train to Busan as well. I have not seen that. I really want to see
the
that.
Korean zombie movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I need to.
It's like Snowpiercer with zombies. I'm like, yeah, I'm into this.
Yeah, there was there was a lot of cool stuff out this year. I think it was a good year for genre movies as well. If you like horror, which I don't know that you do.
I do. I do.
See The Invitation?
Yes.
That's on Netflix.
I was surprised by The Invitation, actually. It's a slow burn, definite slow burn.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, like stuff will not happen till the last 10 minutes.
But I felt like it's worth it.
It is worth it. It's definitely worth it. And then there's a reveal that happens that you're like, oh, what? And then you think about it later. Right. Like I've thought about it a lot, and I'm like, that was a really good movie.
The Eyes of My Mother is available on iTunes now. I really like that. Black and White. And then next year, you guys have a few good genre movies coming. The Belko Experiment and Raw were two of my favorites from Toronto. So keep an eye out for those.
One that I've talked about before on this podcast that I just watched this year that did not come out this year. It may have come out in 2015 or 14, which is Good Night Mommy.
Yeah.
You see that one? That one is kind of creepy.
Those directors are very talented.
And I was very freaked out about the people that would just enter your home to get some sort of charity. It's like, do not come into my house, Red Cross.
Yeah.
How dare you?
So I think we did a good job putting a bow on 2016.
Yeah, we got some stuff in there.
Are there any big 2017 titles that you're pumped for? Like any of the big blockbuster
well,
ones?
you know,
Star Wars.
That's I haven't even really looked at like what's coming down the line.
Oh God, there's so much. Like are you a Fast and Furious guy?
Yeah. Oh yes. Okay. Oh yes. That I will be seeing.
Are you excited for like Alien or Blade Runner?
Those as well. I'm more Blade Runner than Alien, but excited about, especially because Denis Villeneuve is doing that, and I think that'll be interesting. Even though, and then Ridley Scott with Alien.
Are you excited to see Spider-Man?
Yeah, I'm okay with Spider-Man.
Tom Cruise and The Mummy.
Oh, that trailer just did not get me. That I would rather it be The Mummy continued with a different, like the mummy from The Mummy that we know with Brendan Fraser.
I like that it's a female mummy this time.
That's true. That's nice.
Get the ladies. There? War for the Planet of the Apes.
Logan.
Dunkirk. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Oh my God. What a 2017 it's going to be.
It is going to be great.
Yeah. And I have to defend. I have a title belt to defend. So.
Yeah, I don't know when that's happening. Maybe that'll be like a Valentine's present to everyone. Maybe that's what'll happen.
We'll see. We'll have to talk to Christian about that one.
But someone did, a few people in the chat have said Cate Blanchett as like on that list of females that are great female actors.
She's certainly up there.
And I agree.
She's in Ocean's 8. Ocean's Ocho.
I'm excited for that. I'm a little frustrated that it's 8 because it kind of like proves the point of women only get so much to $1.
Right. We can't give you 11 women.
Just got to get 8. That's it. Anyways, I'm always fighting for the women.
If only the Afflecks had a sister.
We are not doing movie link tweets. We are not doing. We're not linking it to Kevin Bacon, but maybe we could. How can we link Kevin Bacon to La La Land? We have to figure out who in La La Land can.
Is Kevin
link.
Bacon in Crazy Stupid Love?
Is he?
Is
he?
he?
Could be.
I don't
And then
know.
he links to both of them.
I don't know.
I do this website.
Is he?
Someone in the chat could do this. I go to this website called Kevin Bacon Oracle, and then it tells me, like, I just type in the actor's name and then it gives the links. I hope it is, because then that makes it really easy, because then it's like Kevin Bacon was in Crazy Stupid Love.
Oh,
with
he
Ryan
was
Gosling
in Kevin. He was in
and
Crazy
Emma
Stupid
Stone.
Love. I fucking nailed that.
Yeah, nice job.
Woo!
So there it is.
Kevin Bacon.
We did the
we
movie
pulled it
link
off.
tweets, or not movie link tweets. We did the link it to Kevin Bacon, and we're not doing Rocky today because I don't have a scene that I pulled up.
Yo.
You could be Mia. So it would be like, would La La Land be better with Rocky, with Sylvester Stallone as Rocky, as Mia? Go.
City of Stars. Yo, are you shining over me?
That's good. I like it. We'll leave it at that.
Please do.
All right, Jeff, where can everyone find you?
I don't know where they can find me anymore. I've given social media a rest for the month of December, and I feel like that's going to continue into 2017.
That's nice.
So I'm not sure where you can find me, but you'll see me around. Believe me.
Okay, sounds good.
But thank you for giving me the opportunity to plug myself.
Yep. Anything else you got going on? You let us know.
There will be announcements made soon. You know what? You can check out Meet the Movie Press on the Popcorn Talk Network.
Nice. That's still going.
That is
Good
still going
job.
strong with Simon Thompson on Friday mornings, and we would love to have you on sometime.
I would love to do it.
Okay.
I'm on. I'll be there this Friday.
If you want,
I'm
you're
just
in.
joking. I have another show I have to do on Friday. But my Fridays are pretty open. Awesome.
You're on.
We're doing it.
Period.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. You can find me on Twitter at Miss Movies. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Happy
bye.
New
Bye.
Year.
Bye. 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 Bye.